Hey everyone, we've been losing a bit of traction lately. So please subscribe, it's free and helps us keep creating great content for you. Your support means a lot. Now, let's dive in. I only have one request. After getting married, please don't look at other women in front of me. On the last day of the divorce cooling off period, my CEO wife suddenly asked to meet, saying she wanted to reconcile and rekindle our old flame. But as soon as I arrived at the restaurant, she drugged me. She claimed I suffered from psychological disorder, and then locked me up in a hospital. Her male assistant asked her if she thought what she was doing was too cruel. But she, wearing a wedding dress, smiled coldly. Who told him to be so selfish? I just wanted to help my assistant organize a wedding, so his mother could fulfill her final wish before she died. Yet, Peter was in a hurry to demand a divorce. After the wedding next month, at most, I will personally drive him home, as a commemoration of our 5 years of marriage. A month later, my wife looked at the empty hospital bed and frantically asked the nurse where I had gone. She didn't know. I had completed my 5-year companionship mission and chosen to return to my original world. But when I opened my eyes, what surprised me was, I didn't return to the old world, but appeared right at my wife's wedding. At this moment, Ariana, wearing a pristine white wedding dress, was exchanging rings with the man beside her, her assistant Michael. Ariana, thanks to you, my mother was able to pass away peacefully, fulfilling her wish of seeing her son get married. I was slightly stunned. So, I had been imprisoned for so long that they had already reached their wedding day. As the two finished reading their vows, a round of applause erupted from the audience below the stage. My acquaintances, everyone rushed up to congratulate them. Congratulations, CEO Ariana. You've finally found true happiness. I told you, that Peter guy is just a freeloader. He's not worthy of you. That's right, Michael is both talented and gentle, not calculating and stingy like him. The irony was, just last month, these very same people were ganging up to advise me to divorce, telling me not to spoil Ariana, that a man must have self-respect. Now, they were like little dogs, surrounding Michael and fawning over him. In the middle of the crowd, Ariana, the main character of the ceremony, looked somewhat restless, occasionally glancing at the door, murmuring, "That's strange, Peter's temper is usually explosive. Why hasn't he shown up to crash the party today?" Hearing this, Michael slightly frowned, then feigned hesitation, his voice full of fabrication. "Ariana, there's something I don't know if I should say. Actually, ever since Mr. Peter was locked up, he's been giving gifts to female streamers online every day. The nurse said he's often missing all day, even spending the night away." Ariana immediately scowled upon hearing this. I knew it. He was so eager to divorce because he definitely has someone else. If he doesn't come to apologize within 3 days, I'll let him leave empty-handed. He won't get a single penny. And I just gave a bitter smile. Now that I had left this world, what did money matter anymore? A month ago, Ariana herself told me that Michael's mother was about to pass away, and her final wish was to see her son get married. She begged me to agree to help. I was dumbfounded at the time, and suggested a divorce. But on the last day of the divorce cooling off period, Ariana said she regretted it, and wanted to get back together with me. I foolishly believed her and went to meet her. Who knew she would drug me, lock me up in the hospital, using the excuse of my unstable mental state to revoke the divorce application. She thought that way she could keep me, achieving both fame and profit. But little did she know, I could still escape that world. When Ariana sent a message to me, Michael immediately acted pitiful. "Maybe you should take some time off work. Aren't you afraid of people gossiping about you?" "I'm afraid Mr. Peter might go crazy again like before, and cause trouble for you." I just found it ridiculous to hear him. When did I ever cause trouble for him? It was he who made a mistake in the data. I just criticized him a few times to make him remember. Yet, Ariana resented me so much, believing I was bullying a subordinate, and fired me, who was once a meritorious employee of the company. Hearing him pretend, Ariana immediately squeezed his hand to comfort him. "Don't worry, I fired him. No one in the company will dare to bully you anymore." Michael was about to say something else when Ariana's phone rang. She slightly raised her eyebrow, thinking it was me calling to admit my mistake, her face full of smugness. But when she answered the phone, the voice on the other end was a strange woman's. "Hello, I am an employee of the Sweet Moments Bakery. Previously, your husband, Mr. Peter, ordered a birthday cake for his daughter. But we haven't been able to contact him yet. I wonder if you could come and pick it up?" The lovable face of my daughter, Sophia, suddenly appeared in my mind. A year ago, Sophia had a traffic accident, falling into a deep coma. To avoid worrying Ariana and both sets of parents, I secretly hid everything and personally underwent open skull surgery, grafting a part of my own brain stem tissue for my daughter. Thanks to that, Sophia woke up, although her intellect was no longer complete. At least, she was still alive. As long as she was safe, I felt content. I once thought that the three of us would live peacefully together from then on. But I never expected Michael would take advantage of this, fabricating that his mother donated the brain stem tissue, then spreading the news that she was dying due to the surgery, luring Ariana, whose heart was already wavering, down a path of no return. In the distance, Ariana was stunned for a few seconds. She had clearly forgotten that today was her daughter's birthday. But very quickly, she let out a cold laugh. "No need, just throw it away." Then she hung up, her face full of disdain. Now he's even pretending to be a loving father? If it weren't for Michael and his mother sacrificing her brainstem, the girl wouldn't have woken up. Michael's mother is about to die because of it, and he's only worried about getting a divorce and dividing the assets. Truly selfish to the extreme. The atmosphere in the hall suddenly fell silent. Michael immediately put on the guise of a good person, smiling and consoling. "Today is a happy day. Don't bring up old things. I believe Mr. Peter also has his own difficulties. Oh right, this is my relative, also a neurosurgeon at the hospital. He also helped with your daughter's surgery. Ariana, you should offer him a drink." But before she could raise her glass, the doctor suddenly received a phone call, his voice frantic. "A patient named Peter has just been declared brain dead. Emergency resuscitation is needed. I have to go immediately." At that very moment, Ariana's pupils contracted. She tightly gripped the doctor's hand. "Who did you just say needs to be saved?" A series of whispers arose among the guests. "No way. Is that the same name as Ms. Ariana's ex-husband? It can't be such a coincidence, can it? I heard that hospital specializes in mental illness. The medication they use is very strong. Could something have really happened?" Sweat beaded on Michael's forehead. He tried to remain calm, forcing a smile. "There are many people with the same name. Mr. Peter is so healthy. How could anything happen? Besides, Ariana arranged for him to be in a VIP room, eating well and dressing well. How could there be an accident?" "Right, Ariana?" Hearing this, Ariana also gradually composed herself, nodding. "That's right, everyone, don't be so sensitive. Maybe he's out on a date with some female streamer right now. Just ignore it. He and I have long since been nothing to each other. Even if he dies, it has nothing to do with me." Seeing that everyone didn't say anything more, Michael quietly sighed in relief, wiping the sweat from his forehead. "Because the place where I was imprisoned was no VIP room at all. There was no good food, only overdoses of tranquilizers every day. He even bribed the nurses, forcing me to eat the leftovers of other patients. I was drowsy and muddled every day, living a life worse than death. I once tried to notify Ariana, but my phone had been confiscated. As for the giving gifts to female streamers story, it was all fabricated. I still clearly remember Michael's arrogant look before he left. Wait another month. You won't ever get out of here for the rest of your life." If I hadn't asked the system to leave that world, I would probably still be imprisoned now, unable to live, yet unable to die. When the wedding gradually came to an end, Ariana said listlessly, "All right, the wedding is over. Your mother can be considered to have her wish fulfilled. If there's nothing else, I'm heading back to the company." As she stood up, Michael grabbed her hand, pretending to plead. "Ariana, no, CEO Ariana. I have a small request. Could you bring your and Mr. Peter's daughter, little Sophia, to my house for a visit? My mother is seriously ill. Her lifelong wish is to see me have an heir. Just let the girl call me Dad once. And call my mother Grandma once. Just this once, I beg you. Ariana slightly frowned. You know, just this wedding alone caused a huge fight between Peter and me. But Michael fell to his knees, his voice choked with sobs. CEO Ariana, I don't need anything else. Even my bonus and achievements. You can give them all to Mr. Peter. Just help me fulfill my mother's final wish. Finally, Ariana could only sigh. All right, this is the last time. I wasn't surprised at all. Ever since she hired Michael, a junior from the same school, into the company. The woman who was once cold and decisive had become soft and unconditionally lenient. Even though he had poor competence, constantly delaying project progress, she always covered for him. He's still young, give him another chance. Perhaps she herself didn't realize. The look in her eyes when she looked at Michael was no longer that of a boss and employee. As soon as she walked into the house, little Sophia immediately ran to hug Ariana. But upon seeing Michael, her small face immediately changed. Bad guy, you're a bad guy, go away. Ariana slightly frowned. Sophia, be good. This is the person who saved your life. Don't be rude. You must call him Uncle G. Understood? Sophia pursed her lips, shaking her head forcefully. Sophia only has one dad. I want Dad Long. Michael's face darkened, but he quickly forced a fake smile. It's okay, Ariana. I really like children. Give me some time. I will definitely make the little girl fond of me. Then you watch her, I'm going to change. Ariana said and turned into the room. As soon as her back disappeared behind the door, Michael immediately grabbed the girl's hair, pulling hard. You little bastard. From now on I'm your dad, hear me? Sophia cried out in fear, instinctively biting his hand. You stupid little bitch, don't you understand human language? Michael yelled, kicking the girl hard, causing the glass on the table to shatter. What's going on, so noisy? Just then, Ariana finished changing and walked out. And as she opened her mouth, she saw the scene before her eyes. The daughter's arm was cut by a shard of glass, and she froze on the spot. Before Ariana could react, Michael quickly helped his daughter up, feigning self-reproach and apology. Ariana, it's all Daddy's fault. Daddy wasn't careful, wasn't watching you. You were holding a glass of water to pour for Daddy. Who knew you accidentally broke the glass and got hurt? Now Daddy will take you to the hospital. But what shocked me was Ariana, who always valued her daughter more than her own life, was now chillingly indifferent. It's nothing, just a small wound, she can handle it herself. As for you, you must visit your mother later. Don't let Auntie worry. After saying that, she turned, carefully helping Michael with his wound. Watching that scene, my heart turned cold, completely disappointed in her. My daughter's name was not Sophia. After that car accident, Ariana cried more bitterly than anyone. Sleepless all night, vowing to protect her, not letting her suffer any more harm. That's why she changed her daughter's name to Sophia, only wishing for her to be safe her entire life. Yet now, her daughter was injured, and she was indifferent as if nothing had happened. Very quickly, Ariana took her daughter to Michael's house, saying they were going to visit his mother. Ariana, as usual, cooperated with Michael in lying, explaining that because they worked in the same company, even though she already had a boyfriend, she, reluctantly, had to maintain a public relationship with him. Michael's mother smiled radiantly upon hearing this. Without another word, she hugged the little girl, insisting that she call her Grandma. I don't need it, you're all bad people. Hearing this, Ariana's face immediately darkened, and she swung her hand, slapping her daughter hard. On the small, fair face, a bright red handprint was clearly visible. The small body trembled, sobbing heartbreakingly. My heart ached, as if a slap had landed directly on me. Why don't you listen to your mother? I told you to call her Grandma. They're your saviors. Why are you just like that ungrateful person, only seeking revenge instead of showing gratitude? Ariana yelled, her voice trembling with anger. Her face twisted horribly. The little girl cried louder, shrinking back in fear. I just wished I could rush over and hug her, telling her, Daddy's here, Daddy will protect you. But my consciousness was slowly leaving this world. I could only watch my child suffer. While I was helpless. When I saw the clear handprint on my daughter's cheek, Ariana's eyes briefly showed confusion. It was clear she also realized she had hit her too hard. Sophia, mommy just. She squatted down, trying to hug her daughter. But the little girl fearfully avoided her. Cowering, her eyes filled with terror. She trembling stood up, retreated towards the sofa, warily looking at the three adults in front of her. The atmosphere became tense. Michael's mother quickly put on a kind, fake smile. It's okay, she's just a child, she'll get used to it eventually. Let me take her to the kitchen to find something good to eat. Children, they forget everything once they eat. After she finished speaking, she led the little girl into the kitchen. But as soon as they passed through the door, the corner of her mouth curved into a cold smile. She walked to the stove, deliberately used a spatula to scoop up a ladle of bubbling hot oil, and splashed it directly onto the little girl's right hand. A tragic scream rang out. The child's small body fell to the ground, writhing in pain. Hot oil stained red all over her delicate hand. A terrifying and chilling sight. Michael's mother was cold, even showing a look of delight. You stupid bastard, uneducated and rude. Remember, from now on everything in this house belongs to the Musk family. If you dare to utter a word about what happened today, I will pour oil into your mouth and destroy it. As soon as she finished speaking, Ariana rushed into the kitchen. Aunt Musk, what is going on here? Seeing her daughter struggling in pain, Michael's mother just feigned apology. Oh my God, it's all my fault. I'm old, I wasn't careful watching the little girl. I had just finished cooking. She was too greedy. Ran over to grab food, and got splashed with oil. Sophia, it's all Auntie's fault, don't blame your mother. Michael also immediately knelt down, looking pitiful. No, Ariana, it's all my fault. I shouldn't have brought her here. If Peter finds out, he'll skin me alive. You can punish me however you want. I'll take it all. His mother also pretended to cough, clutching her chest. Oh dear, my heart hurts so much. The mother and son's acting was so bad it was obvious. With the experience of a CEO, Ariana knew there was something suspicious here. However, seeing her daughter's burnt hand, she just paused, took a deep breath, then told the driver to take Sophia to the hospital. At that moment, my heart sank into an abyss. Ariana, you once said you would never let your daughter be bullied again. Yet now, you easily let them get away with it. After everything was settled, Michael's mother and son even tried to keep her for dinner. She just said tiredly, preparing for the wedding has been so exhausting these past few days. I don't have an appetite. You two should rest early. Then, without waiting for them to stop her, she immediately left. As soon as she went downstairs, she texted the driver. Don't let anyone know about the child's burn. Especially don't let Peter know. Buy her the best medicine. Otherwise, take her out to play for a few days, so he won't worry when he comes home. After sending the message, looking at the chat window with my profile picture, Ariana hesitated for a long time. Then for the first time, she actively sent me a voice message. It's all over, Peter, don't be angry anymore. Our daughter says she misses you very much, me too. Looking at that message, I just found it ridiculous. Her love. Was it really just about hiding and lying like that? She didn't know that I had faked my death and left this world forever, never to be seen again. The next day, the phone rang. Ariana immediately opened the chat window with me. Seeing there was still no reply, just junk messages, her eyes gradually darkened. But immediately after, when she saw the phone calendar showing a reminder, 5th wedding anniversary, she suddenly brightened. What, it's been 5 years already? I remember Peter once said he really liked that limited edition PS5 model. Consider it a reward for him not causing trouble lately. She scheduled an appointment to pick up the console, then changed into a pale yellow dress, the gift I gave her when she graduated. Meticulously applied makeup for 3 hours, preparing to visit me at the hospital. But as soon as she stepped out the door, dozens of cameras and microphones were aimed directly at her face. Ms. Ariana, may I ask what your relationship with Michael is? When did the two of you meet? What is your opinion on office romance? We heard the two of you also have a daughter. Is that true? Ariana, was momentarily stunned, unable to react in time. Before she could even understand what was happening, Michael's mother stood up, laughing naturally. "Of course, this is our family's good daughter-in-law. Just ask me if you have any questions," her mother-in-law. At that moment, Ariana's eyebrows furrowed tightly into a kawa shape. She stared at Michael. "Didn't I already tell you? The matter of holding this wedding ceremony must not be leaked." "A wedding ceremony between you and me?" Peter is already angry. And now, in front of so many reporters and media outlets. If he sees this news on TV, he might be so furious that he actually divorces me. Her voice was cold as ice, each word imbued with a frosty chill. Michael put on an innocent look again, spreading his hands. "Ariana, I truly didn't know things would turn out like this. My mother is a stubborn old lady. I couldn't convince her. I just found out myself. Now that things have come to this, why don't we just announce it for now? To deal with those reporters. And then I will personally go and apologize to Mr. Peter. After all, my mother's health is poor. She can't handle any more excitement, okay?" As he spoke, he tried to hold Ariana's hand, wanting to comfort her a little. My heart surged with a bitter, choking feeling at this moment. Has it really come to this? I thought, perhaps this time, Ariana would again half-reluctantly agree to his suggestion. But no. I only saw her suddenly strongly push his hand away. "Don't touch me." She coldly took a step back, her eyes full of disgust. "Michael, you're becoming more and more outrageous. I already said. Last time was the last time I would help you. You are the assistant, I am your boss. If you continue to overstep your boundaries, then I can only cut ties completely and ask you to leave the company." After saying that, Ariana turned around, tore off the microphone and camera. Under the astonished gazes of everyone, she didn't look back, slammed the car door shut, started the engine, and drove away. Not long after, Ariana arrived at the hospital. As soon as she got out of the car, she suddenly remembered something, hurriedly tidied her hair and makeup, carrying the newly bought game console, forcing a smile, and walked towards my hospital room. "Peter, today is our 5th wedding anniversary. I've come to take you home." But just as she pushed open the hospital room door, a stretcher covered with a white sheet was suddenly wheeled past. A nurse accidentally bumped into her, causing the game console to fall to the ground and shatter. "Watch where you're going. I have to go see my husband." Ariana angrily started to scold, when her eyes suddenly stopped. Underneath the white sheet, a hand was exposed. The ring finger of that corpse was wearing a ring. It was the exact same wedding ring as the one on her hand. That ring was put on my finger by her personally that year. Ariana stared intently at the ring, her breathing rapid. Her heart felt like it was about to jump out of her chest. Why was the ring on a corpse's hand? A premonition of uneasiness surged like a tide, swallowing her whole. She tremblingly reached out, intending to lift the white sheet. Just then, Michael ran over from behind, firmly grabbing her hand. "I found you." He tried to act gentle, and casually removed the ring from the corpse's hand. Ariana was stunned, watching him tightly grip the ring in his palm. "Peter's ring, how did it?" Before she could finish her question, he interrupted. "Ariana, this is embarrassing to talk about. A few days after Mr. Peter was admitted to the hospital, the ring suddenly went missing. We searched for a long time but couldn't find it. I thought it was truly lost. This place is full of mental patients. Things getting stolen is common. Mr. Peter was afraid you would blame him, so he didn't let me tell you. Who knew it would be found on this patient? Now it's back with its original owner. Also, I heard this person has an infectious disease. You still need to go see Mr. Peter. Don't be late." Hearing him say that, I only felt ridiculous. He had long since bribed everyone in the hospital. This matter was clearly due to his carelessness, which is why the ring was exposed. Ariana slightly frowned, clearly still not convinced. "Really? Well, since we're here, come with me to his room to check." But when she entered Peter's VIP room, what met her eyes was a chillingly clean room, without a single trace of use, as if no one had ever stayed there. Her heart gradually sank. Peter wasn't in the VIP room, was he? Her voice was trembling. As a drifting soul beside her, could only give a cold laugh. That's right. I was never worthy of being here. My room was a collective one, crowded with 7 or 8 other people. No blankets in winter. No hot water. Seeing that Ariana was about to discover the truth, Michael hesitated for a moment, his eyes flickering, planning how to cover it up. But Ariana cut him off. Never mind, I understand. You are still so kind. You took Peter away beforehand, didn't you? With his temper. How could he stand to stay in the hospital obediently? Where is he? I want to meet him to talk clearly. I could only give a bitter laugh. She had completely misunderstood. Michael was my killer. How could he be kind enough to take me away? But she didn't know that I had died at his hands. Just as she was about to say more, her phone rang. Severe burn? Okay, I'll be right there. Ariana quickly hung up, her face pale, then turned to Michael and instructed. The little girl has a severe burn. I have to go immediately. You notify Peter and tell him to visit our daughter. Watching her hurried figure leave, my heart ached as if cut by a knife. My daughter. She is so small, yet she has to endure this kind of pain. And all of it was because of Ariana's foolishness and Michael's malice. As soon as she left, Michael glanced at my corpse and signaled the nurse. The corner of his mouth curled into a cold smile. Handle it cleanly. Don't leave any traces. The nurse quickly nodded and wheeled my corpse away. Very quickly, my consciousness drifted with Ariana again to another hospital room. As the door opened, the pungent smell of disinfectant, mixed with the metallic scent of blood, hit me straight in the nose. My heart clenched. My daughter. Her small body lay on the hospital bed. Her once rosy face was now pale. Her small hands, once smooth, were now covered with pus-filled blisters, like rotten fruit. Terrifying to behold. The blisters were still oozing a cloudy yellow liquid, giving off a sickening, foul smell. Even as a soul, I instinctively raised my hand to cover my mouth. Horror and despair. I almost wanted to throw up. My daughter, my darling, how did she end up like this? Beside me, Ariana's feet felt like they were filled with lead, heavy. She slowly dragged herself to the bedside. She tremblingly reached out, gently stroking her daughter's tiny face, as if sensing the warmth from her mother's hand. The little girl slightly frowned, weakly uttering a sound. Mommy. Her voice was so hoarse it was almost inaudible. Tears immediately blurred Ariana's eyes. My darling, Mommy is here, Mommy is here. She choked out, tightly clutching her daughter's hand. That hand was once so soft and warm. Now it was icy cold, making one tremble. But her daughter suddenly withdrew her hand, her voice shaking. Mommy, don't hit me. I know I was wrong. Ariana's body stiffened, her heart felt torn. Just then, Michael pushed the door open and entered. As soon as she saw him, Ariana immediately frowned, urgently asking, "Where is Peter? The girl keeps calling for her father. Why hasn't he arrived yet?" A look of panic flashed across Michael's face, then quickly replaced by a look of guilt. I'm sorry, Ariana, I'm still looking for Peter. But it seems, he's gone missing. I sent him a message about the girl's burn, but I haven't received a reply either. He must be still angry with you. Hearing this, the anger in Ariana's eyes exploded. Angry? Does he have the nerve to be angry? His daughter is so severely injured, and he's still jealous? Is there anything more important in this world than his daughter? Does he not want this family anymore? But looking at Michael's awkward appearance, I, witnessing this in soul form, only felt a bitter irony. This scoundrel, even at this point, still didn't forget to slander me. Michael sighed, putting on an advising expression. Ariana, I understand you're angry. But recently Peter hasn't been mentally well. Perhaps what? Ariana interrupted, hissing. He's just an irresponsible person. He betrayed me. Michael hesitated, then pulled out a bank statement from his pocket, handing it to her. Ariana, I really shouldn't say this, but you should look at this. Ariana suspiciously took it, and was stunned with a single glance. It was a series of transfer transactions, the recipient having the same name. Maria Ngo Ngao, Maria Sweet. And the sending account belonged to Peter. What is this? She asked tremblingly, feeling like her world was collapsing. Michael pretended to be surprised. I was surprised too. I didn't expect Mr. Peter to tip that streamer so much money. Moreover, look, it's all within the past month. He can't stand loneliness. If it were me, I would absolutely not do that. His voice was full of sincerity, but his eyes revealed a look of triumph. Ariana's face turned green. She gritted out through clenched teeth. Peter, you betrayed me. It's only been 1 month. And you couldn't stand it. You went looking for other women. Just as her fury was about to erupt, her phone rang. The number calling was mine. She quickly answered. Hello? But on the other end, the voice of a strange man rang out. May I ask, are you Ms. Ariana? This is the city police department. We are handling a homicide case. The body is unidentified. The victim had your contact number on him. Ariana, please come in to identify the body. Ariana's heart suddenly clenched, a bad premonition surging. The body has been moved once. The police officer's voice continued. The suspect intended to dispose of the body, but was fortunately discovered by a civilian in time. In that moment, Ariana seemed to realize something. She asked shakily, what are the victim's characteristics? Male, around 30 years old, about 1 meter 8 tall. The body has many needle marks and signs of torture. Ariana's fingers tightly gripped the phone, her knuckles white. But her heart was strangely calm, even feeling a hint of relief. He's dead? That's good. Her voice was flat, as if she were just talking about the weather. On the other side of the phone, the police officer was stunned. Ma'am, what did you say? I said, it's better if he's dead. A faint smile crossed her lips. In the police station's duty room, the officers looked at each other in shock, their eyes wide with disbelief. Ma'am, aren't you the victim's wife? One police officer couldn't help but ask, his voice full of doubt. Ariana burst out laughing, her voice hoarse and cold. Wife? She gritted her teeth, her chest filled with anger and contempt. Peter, you're good. Putting on a show to the extent of faking your death to scare me? Do you think you can escape me that way? Dream on. She spoke as if to thin air, her voice full of sarcasm. You think you were tortured? Eating well, dressing well, living a comfortable life out there, and still making up stories about being abused? How ridiculous. Her voice was sharp as a knife, full of hatred. If you don't show up, I'll fight for custody of our daughter. With that, she slammed the phone down, tossing it onto the bed, looking triumphant. And I, the soul standing and watching, only felt my heart twist. I was dead. But she still didn't believe it. Even when the police reported the news, she still lived in an illusion, believing I was putting on a show. What kind of terrifying obsession was that? Michael stood beside her, his face pale, his eyes showing confusion. He cleared his throat, stuttering. Ariana, I'll step out for a moment, to look for Peter. With that, he quickly left the room. Only Ariana remained in the hospital room. She sat by the bed, staring intently at the door, the corner of her lips curving into a cold smile. Before long, a knock sounded at the door. She pursed her lips, her eyes lighting up. Peter, you finally decided to come, didn't you? Have you admitted your mistake? She took a deep breath, stood up to open the door, convinced it was me. But in front of her, it wasn't me. It was several uniformed police officers. Their expressions stern, holding handcuffs. Ariana, we suspect you are involved in a homicide case. By law, we request you come to the station to cooperate with the investigation. Clink. The cold sound of handcuffs closing on her slender wrists. The smile on Ariana's face immediately froze. Her eyes were filled with horror and disbelief. What's going on? Why are you arresting me? Ariana stared blankly at the police officers in front of her, her eyes vacant. A homicide case linked to you. Dash. The police officer's voice was stern, leaving no room for doubt. Homicide? Intentional murder? Ariana burst out laughing, as if she had just heard a ridiculous joke. I killed whom? That's absurd. You are suspected of murdering your husband, Peter. The police officer's words exploded in her head like thunder. She froze, her face immediately turning pale. Peter, he is dead? Her voice was trembling, full of terror. Yes. The police officer answered briefly, with a hint of sympathy in his eyes. No way. He can't be dead. It must be a pretense. He's lying to me. Ariana screamed hysterically, struggling in the handcuffs, trying to escape their control. He's always lying to me. He's just faking his death. He's run away. He doesn't want me to find him. Ms. Ariana, please calm down. Dash. The police officer tried to reassure her, but her emotions had completely collapsed. Take me to see him. I want to see for myself. Dash. She shouted, her voice hoarse. Reluctantly, the police led her to the morgue. In the cold room, a body covered with a white sheet lay silently. The police officer slowly pulled the sheet down, revealing Peter's face. In that moment, Ariana's world completely collapsed. She stared intently at that familiar yet unfamiliar face, her entire body trembling, unable to utter a single word. She collapsed to the ground, her eyes vacant, as if her soul had left her body. She couldn't accept this reality. Couldn't believe that the man she had lived closely with had left her forever. After the investigation, the police ruled out suspicion against her and released her. But she felt no relief. Only walked aimlessly through the streets, feeling as if the whole world had plunged into darkness. Just then, Michael found her, gently comforting her. Ariana, I know you're in pain, but your daughter needs you more now. Let's go to the hospital to take care of her. Ariana nodded unconsciously, letting him hold her hand and lead her away. Michael bought some fruit to visit Sophia. But when Ariana wasn't paying attention, he secretly mixed in some items that the girl was allergic to. Not long after, the little girl had a severe allergic reaction. Doctors and nurses rushed to administer first aid, but the situation was not optimistic. Ariana stood outside the room in panic, her heart aching as if cut by a knife. Just then, she heard two nurses in the next room talking. I heard that Peter underwent brain stem tissue removal surgery. He was clearly healthy, yet suddenly it happened like that. Yeah, what a pity. He also left behind a small daughter who's now in the emergency room. Ariana froze. Who did you say had brain stem tissue removed? She tightly grabbed the nurse's hand, her eyes filled with panic. What is the name of the little girl's father in the next room? It's Peter. Who else? He's the only donor in this city. Everyone knows. Ariana felt as if she had been struck by lightning. She stood dumbfounded, then tremblingly repeated. Say it again. Who donated the brain stem tissue? The nurse was startled by her unexpected reaction, trying to pull away. What are you doing? Let go of me. Tell me, who donated the brainstem? Ariana pressed, her voice trembling, her eyes filled with despair. The nurse frowned, looking annoyed. What do you need proof for? The hospital announced it publicly. Go check it yourself. With that, the nurse left. Ariana stood rooted to the spot, feeling as if the whole world was spinning. Deep in her soul, a voice seemed to softly ring out, calm yet cruel. That's right, in this entire city, I was the only person who donated brain stem tissue. I once thought that my sacrifice could buy a complete family, could buy happiness for my wife and daughter. Little did I know, it was all just a ridiculous hoax. I was blindfolded, taken advantage of, and she, my beloved wife, was also hidden in that darkness. Ariana staggered to the hospital notice board. Her eyes stopped on the photo and the lines of text. In the picture was Peter, clearly stated below. Voluntary brain stem donor, Peter. Date of donation, month, year. That was the exact date of her daughter's surgery. Tears immediately streamed from Ariana's eyes, falling silently without a single sob. She covered her mouth with her hand, trying not to cry out loud. In her mind, Michael's gentle words of comfort and his caring, solicitous gestures resurfaced. All turned out to be lies. He had deceived her, used her, and caused the death of her husband. Ariana's heart felt pierced by a knife, torn into small pieces. How could this happen? It turns out, from beginning to end, Peter was protecting the child. Just then, her phone rang. It was a call from the hospital. Ariana tremblingly answered. On the other end was a voice full of sympathy. I'm sorry, Ms. Ariana. Your daughter, due to an excessively severe allergic reaction, resuscitation was unsuccessful. She has passed away. That sentence was like a clap of thunder in her ears. The phone fell from her hand, making a dull thud on the floor. She collapsed, her whole body trembling, bursting into a gut-wrenching scream. No, why did it turn out like this? When I heard that news, I The soul of Peter. Also felt a sharp pang in my heart. The little girl was too young, she did nothing wrong. Yet she still became an innocent victim in Michael's scheme. Ariana sat blankly on the hospital corridor bench, her hand tightly clutching the phone, grinding out the name. Michael. Every syllable was filled with hatred. She tremblingly pressed call. Hello? Ariana, what's wrong? Michael's voice was still gentle, as if nothing had happened. I want to see you. Ariana's voice was hoarse, trembling but resolute. Michael thought she had calmed down, and happily replied, Of course, where are you? I'll come pick you up. Half an hour later, his car stopped at the usual meeting spot. As soon as he stepped out, he saw Ariana standing silently under the streetlights, her slender figure pitifully lonely. Ariana, why do you look so unwell? Is something wrong? He hurried toward her. She didn't answer, just stared intently at him. Her gaze made Michael uneasy. He reached out to touch her, but she unexpectedly backed away, avoiding him. Michael, do you truly not know what happened? Her voice was cold, her eyes filled with resentment. He was stunned, he had never seen her like this. Ariana, you. She pulled a fruit knife out of her handbag. The cold gleam of steel flashed in the streetlight. Michael's pupils contracted. He instinctively took a step back. What are you going to do? Ariana advanced step by step, her voice icy. You still ask what I'm going to do? My husband, my daughter, you killed them both. No, listen to me. It's not what you think. He frantically pleaded. She gave a cold laugh. Explain? How else do you want to explain? You lied to me. Used me. Killed the people I loved the most. Michael's face was white as a sheet. He opened his mouth, but couldn't utter a single word. Then he suddenly gave a faint smile, revealing his true nature. Yes, I did it. So what? Isn't it because you're foolish that you were used? I've already transferred all the money. What can you do to me? If you don't want to lose everything, you should be the one begging me. Ariana looked at him, her gaze chilling to the bone. In the very next second, Michael suddenly felt his whole body go limp, collapsing to the ground. He looked up at her, his eyes filled with terror. What did you do to me? Ariana looked at him, her eyes vacant, terrifyingly calm. Ariana had anticipated his betrayal. So before meeting, she had put a drug in his water. The game is over, Michael. She raised the knife, plunging it down 10 times. Blood splattered everywhere, staining the ground red. His eyes were wide open, carrying his final fear and unwillingness. Afterward, Ariana did not run away. She just silently took out her phone and called the police. The sound of sirens gradually grew louder, then faded. The police arrived, handcuffing her. She did not resist. I watched the entire scene, my heart unperturbed. I knew what awaited Ariana was the judgment of the law. She wanted to atone, but the mistakes and pain she had caused could never be compensated for. And I finally understood why I hadn't been able to leave yet. I quietly spoke to the system. Please take my daughter's soul with me. I want to return to my world. Daddy, dash. A clear child's voice rang out beside my ear. I opened my eyes. In front of me was my daughter, wearing her favorite pink dress. Her smile as radiant as the sun. Daddy, let's go home. Sophia held my hand, looking up and smiling. My heart was filled with warmth. I quietly prayed. System, I don't need any reward. I only ask that you let my daughter and me return. A flash of white light appeared. My daughter and I disappeared into the endless void. We returned to my world. A world without Ariana. Without Michael. Without any more suffering. Only me and my daughter. I held her tightly, feeling the small warmth in my arms. Tears gently falling. Daddy will never let you be hurt again. And so, my daughter and I, hand in hand, stepped into a new life.